African Nazarene University, and of course USIU at the finals of the men's final, the last finals of the 17th edition of Kenya University Sports Federation's game. Remember, their journey has been quite impressive from the group stages all the way to the semis, and of course these two teams, they are one of the most dominant teams in this particular competition. They have a rich history and of course experience given their dominance and of course their participation in the Kenya Basketball Premier League. So it can tell you the caliber of the competition that we are in for, and I'm sure like the atmosphere is electric. The fans are waiting for this final encounter between two of the most dominant teams as far as this particular the 17th edition of KUSF Games, the playoffs, and to be precise, the basketball edition is concerned. As you can see, the atmosphere is electric. Everything is staged, everything is set. It's just system all go. And of course, let me just give you a recap of what really led to this particular encounter today. So it's a final of its own kind, the battle of the Titans. Remember, each team won their respective pool matches. They go to the finals unbeaten. So now it will be boiling down to small details. Which team is ready and which team is prepared to take it all to the final, to the final stage of this particular encounter. So it's really a thrilling encounter between the two teams. The fans are eager. I myself am very eager to know what will transpire at the full time. Remember, we are coming to you live and exclusive on B+ Media, on KUTV, on all of our social media platforms. In case you miss, the previous matches, the group stages, and of course the semis, the quarters, you can follow us and of course get exclusive, interviews, matches, to just get some sort of experience of how the event transpired from day one until now, the final stage. All is set, and I'm sure you're just eager to see what will happen in this final. So this one, itakuwa moto kama pasi. So let me hand it back to the studio just to give you a real excitement of what to expect.
Okay, welcome. It's another day, final day. So everything is on the stake for this particular time of the matches. On this case, we've already seen the men play their third and fourth position. We've seen the women play their final match. We've seen USIU emerging as the winners for this particular one. Coach, let's just begin with that result. Oh, sorry. For those of the people who don't know you back at home, maybe just an introduction and why it's important for us to have you for this analysis of these matches, the final to be precise.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Juma Abdallah Kent, basketball coach and an international basketball referee.
Okay, coach, thank you. We've been here since day one. Actually, we've been coming to this KU main campus pitch way much longer in anticipation of how the whole thing will be running. So it is the final day. We've just seen one of the final matches already gone, and that is USIU and Strathmore ladies play their final match. From the results or from the stats you've just received, what can you make out of that?
Okay, I can make first USIU won the game. They beat Strathmore 60-51. And one notable thing is they only had 7 players. And they played well, other than just one player, Debbie, who had 14 minutes, 40 seconds, but the rest had over 25 minutes played. But USIU came, I think, confidence, knowing that they will take this game. And they gave their heart out, and they gave an A game, and they eventually took it. Okay. I know it's a long time since USIU won this title.
Yes.
It has been Z-Tech and UON that has been winning. But and KU once. They have been taken for long. But it was a good finals. Both teams gave their best, but USIU emerged the winner.
Okay. Is there a minimum and a maximum number you need to be having on the bench now that you've pointed out that they only had 7 players?
Normally, minimum you can have is 5, because a game cannot start with less than 5.
Okay, yeah, so
you can have 5.
Clear.
Once you start, you can remove others. But maximum is 12.
Okay.
So it's up to you as the coach. You can have 7, 6, provided your game plan and philosophy you have. But there's no restriction that you should have exact 12.
Okay.
Yes.
In a situation you start with only 5 players, how much time has to elapse before you can more players can be added to the bench, or you say the 5 are the ones to complete the whole match?
Normally, when you put down on the score sheet, you normally put the names of the players. Even if they're not there, but they'll come later, you have to put their name. Once you sign the score sheet, you cannot add. The game starts, you cannot add.
Okay.
Unless you add and put the names in the score sheet. Even if they'll come and join, you add and then take.
All right. I know you have an interest because you've been coaching UN for a while, but I didn't see them in this particular tournament before we go to that final. What's the situation with the women teams from UN?
Okay, for the women, the team has gone down since I left. I think it was 2022 around August. They were number 4 from their conference. Unlike before, we used to be number 1 or number 2. We never missed going for the national conference playoffs.
Yes.
So they either think they're trying to rebuild the team, which will take time, and like also KU, I'm seeing they're rebuilding the team.
Okay.
Yes.
Back to today's final. Yesterday, as we were having our side chat, we realized this is a university derby. So who executed their plan accordingly to ensure they come a match? It's definitely USIU, but what were some of those key points that you can take note that they used well to ensure that they are successful?
Okay, from what I overheard, when I came, I just overheard the coach had a game plan to take the lead early.
Yes.
Once he takes the lead early, then they shoot around because they have good shooters as compared to Strathmore.
Okay.
And they are players, the shooters are taller than Strathmore. Strathmore, they are players who are good shooters who are very short. So it gives them an upper hand and an advantage playing this game. So they wanted to take a lead and keep the lead going by taking the 3 points.
Okay.
That was the game plan that I overheard one of the team bench officials saying. And to it worked to their way.
Okay. You know, Mike in the background came back telling me how they have really told defenders, giving the offense side of Strathmore a really hard time. And I think you've just noted the same thing right about now. Back to it. Who used their strengths or whose weaknesses were more evident in the results as they are out now?
Okay, I think USIU played better because I can give you the points they scored. We have Judy Pantello. She scored 27 points.
Yes.
And she played 34 minutes and 33 seconds. Just less 6 minutes of the normal game
time. Yeah.
So she's a key player in USIU, both offense and defense.
Okay.
The second highest scorer from USIU, we have Marilisa Otieno, who is a point guard. And also she plays in the under 23 national team 3-on-3, and she plays in the national team also. Yes. So she had 12. And the third one was number 4, Divine Irakuze.
Yes.
And when you look at this, and I told you yesterday,
when
this
they
player have double digits, 3.
More than 3.
Now let's go to Strathmore.
Okay.
They only have 1 double digit, who's number 5, Jackie Odhiambo, who had 16. So anytime your team, they score less than 3 players on double digits, winning becomes very difficult. Unless that one scores over 30.
Yes. Which has been unheard of in the tournament so far. So this from Judith was the closest we've even gotten to a player reaching to that particular.
Yes, she's the highest scorer in a single game.
Okay.
And to my thinking, I think she's the MVP. She has steered the team from the first game, from the quarters when I was calling and following. She's really steered and inspired the team to reach to where it was and give them a title that they have lost for a long time.
My interest is always how the organizing team come together to pick on the MVP player. So right now we are clearly stating it's on the points. What other key areas would you advise or would you say will be looked out to ensure the accurate MVP is gotten from this?
Okay, you see, like from here, other than the points, you look at the efficiency, the second last column after the points. You see how she has plus 15. She's the highest in all the teams. Both Strathmore, then followed by number 14. By Marilisa, with plus 14. So her efficiency is good. That means her defense is good and her offense. Her rate of turnover is very low. And the IQ is high. Then look at
the free throws made.
The field goal. She attempted 21 and she made 8. That's a 38.1%. 2-point free goal. She attempted 15, she made 5. That's a 35 points.
Okay.
3 points, she attempted 7 and made 3. That's 42.9.
Yeah.
On average, that's a very good. Free throw, out of 8, she made 8. 100%. There's no player in this championship since it started who has made 100% on free throw.
Yeah.
So on 3 points she's good, on free throw she's good, on field goal.
Yes, so she's active
She's
all across.
Yes. And that's give her. And with these stats, because they never used to have stats. But now with these stats, even if we say she's the MVP, we back it with this.
Yes.
But when I tell you she's the MVP, I have nothing to back it with. But this one automatically gives her the MVP because one, she's not selfish. She's a team player. Her efficiency is high. She's the top scorer. Free throw, she has 100%. Why deny her?
You can't deny
and she's
her.
disciplined. Even when you see she was a disciplined player. Because you can be good, score high, but you're not a disciplined. You must be a role model to other players and upcoming.
Well.
You must be a role model. So that somebody says, I want to play like Boni. So discipline plays a key role to give you that award. Yes.
Right at this point, I want to say the work that's being done by www.basketball.ke is going to be very effective in helping players be able to gauge their efficiency in the field, gauge where they will have problems so that they can work on those. And for coaches, what better way to start off a training week but with the perfect stats to know which areas you really need to work on. So back to you, coach. I realized there was a kind of age difference in the players from USIU and the players from Strathmore. The Strathmore ladies was slightly younger. From the conversations we are having again, we realize most of them are a year or two away, just graduating from high school into the university. How is this playing into USIU emerging leaders here
I think for Strathmore it's a plus to reach the finals because it's a long time they've reached the finals, and then they have many young players that finished last year and last year but one. And like USIU, the players that played today, most of them are in the 3rd or 4th year. And Strathmore, most key players are in the 1st or the 2nd year. So this is a plus to Strathmore. If they continue the same way playing, in the next coming years there will be a team to reckon with. Now because they haven't gelled. But once they gel, a season or a season and a half, they'll be ready to give good results. Because as you find yourself, these are the players who have finished and graduated. So as others come, they'll take time also to gel. But for Strathmore, they'll play at least 3 or 4 years together. And you find if they were in the same high school, so this will be 4 years in high school, 4 years at campus. 8 years to have team chemistry is such a long thing.
Another key area which we picked up on yesterday was on the impact of the bench coming in on the team and how they are helping change that perspective. From the figures, how can you break that down for us?
Okay, I can break it down like bench points. USIU scored 4. Strathmore had 15. So the bench for Strathmore was good and better, meaning that these players, future players, will make a threat and big impact in the game because they score 15. And USIU, they have only 2 bench players.
So also
and they gave 2 points.
That
means it's 1-1 or a basket. But for Strathmore, this is a team to watch. If they continue the same way, in next year, it will be a very different team. Look at the points from turnover. Anytime they go the turnover, USIU converted 21 points. Out of the Strathmore converted 13. So anytime Strathmore made a turnover, USIU punished them. And that was the big change and took the lead higher. When you look at points in the paint, inside the D, USIU scored 24, Strathmore scored 32. So that means this big man of Strathmore, I think, is Maggie. She's an effective player because she was even in the national team. She was the youngest. But you see, that experience she went to in Cairo has brought a very big difference in Strathmore. So you see, that 32 points, you'll find about 15 or comes from her. Then when you look at second chance points, anytime they shoot, they miss, but they get the rebounds. USIU scored 10, Strathmore 10. So they were at par.
Balanced.
They had balance and they were at par.
So it means the defense on each end were really putting in the work for that situation.
So a team to win this game was a team that will make less turnover. That's why they won. The team that made more turnovers lost this game. And fast break points, USIU had 7. Strathmore has 22. Showing that Strathmore players especially are faster than USIU.
Yes, young and agile.
Young and agile, and they are very short.
And they realize also, sorry coach for cutting you short here, if ever they waited for the defense to fall back again,
Scoring will be
they were
difficult.
going exactly because of the high difference.
That's what I'm telling you. When they gel in a year or two, it will really give them a good plus. Now we look at rebounds. USIU on the offensive they had 15.
Coach, help me out here. I might have gotten lost on where we get the rebound on the stats. So how do I look at it once again?
Look at it here. REB.
Okay.
REB is rebounds.
That's where we are getting the
Then
rebounds.
the first one is RO, that is offensive rebounds.
Okay.
The next one is RD, defensive rebounds. So the offensive rebounds for USIU were 15, but defensive were 33.
Okay.
That is a plus for them winning this game. Because anytime Strathmore shot, they missed, USIU got the rebounds.
And then take advantage.
90% they converted that basket.
Okay.
So when you look at assists, USIU had 11. Turnovers, USIU had 23. And still, USIU had 16.
Okay.
Block shots, they had 7. Now let's go to Strathmore. Total rebounds, they had 44. And USIU had 48. So that's a difference of 4. But it makes a very big, because they lost by 9 points.
Yes.
Offensive, USIU had 15, Strathmore had 13.
Yeah.
So USIU were upper with 2. Defensive, USIU had 31 and this had 33. So you see, it's just a small
It
thing.
was a game of balance for sure, yes.
Then assists, USIU had 11, Strathmore had 13. So they gave more pass for them to score direct.
Yeah.
Strathmore were better. Turnover, Strathmore had 26, USIU had 23. You see, this also costs them. They get the rebounds and they make more turnovers.
Yes.
Then when you come to steals, USIU had 16, Strathmore had 10. So USIU took the ball away from Strathmore 6 more times. And out of those 6, maybe 3 or 4 they scored. And then block shot, USIU had 7 and Strathmore had 2. So this, when you add the arithmetics, gives USIU an upper hand.
Yes.
It's only that these Strathmore players are a bit younger.
So
they are not
still can take
experienced,
full
but USIU they have
advantage
more
the same way.
experience. They have played even East Africa,
Okay.
the University for East Africa, the FASU, the Africa Championship. So USIU are more acquainted and used to.
Okay.
Yes.
Another thing, this is a final, and temperatures always get high. The fans are really animated, the stakes are really high. So junior players sometimes have an issue adapting to this. So how can players or teams counter situations such as this where they're in the final? They need to grow a certain mantle and also step up when really needed. What can you point out on this?
If I can say, Strathmore, all these the players, this is the first time playing finals of a KUSF championship.
Yes.
USIU, this is not the first time playing a finals. They have played at least 2 or 3 times with ZTEC. Out of those girls, 4 of them have played the finals. So you see, they have an upper hand. They know what to do at a certain time.
Yes.
But for Strathmore, reaching the finals was a plus. So the small mistake they were making is because of their inexperience and playing at such a tempo. For them was hard.
Okay.
So that's how they were getting so many turnovers.
Right. I know you also know some of the coaches who are handling some of this team. For the USIU guys, we have head coach Mayenga. For the Strathmore side, we have head coach Ronnie. What do you know about these coaches' philosophy? How have you interacted with them? What do you know about them?
Okay, for Coach Ronnie, I know him. He's been a former coach for the national team for a very long time.
Okay.
He's one of the coaches, one of the longest serving coaches we have in the basketball. And he's done a very good job. He's one of the best coaches we have in the country. And for USIU, Coach Mayenga, he's the coach of the national team, women,
Yes.
current,
At the moment.
at the moment. So you see, that's also an upper hand to him.
Yes.
So both of them have coached the national team, but Coach Ronnie has coached more because he was there and he's a bit older.
Yes.
And basketball maturity plays a big role.
Okay.
The more you're in the game, the better wise and decision making you get
Yes.
in any sports. So that is, these coaches are one of the best coaches. But although in the USIU bench, I saw also Coach Ansett, who is also the coach for the men, was assisting.
Yes.
And like Strathmore, I didn't see Tony, the coach for men, assisting there. So USIU had a plus.
Okay.
Having 2 coaches, it helps you a lot because there are things you see different from what I see, and you might tell me.
Even how to counter.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think it's likely